Hey guys, so we are back. This is the last day of the festival. I'm gonna interview Hello Egal, which is like my all-time favorite. I think it's one of the biggest inspiration of mine. Looking forward to it.
Hey everyone, welcome to this video. I'm super excited to share this with you. This is 2 hours of interviewing different artists at Barcelona OFFF Festival. I wanted to do this video because I really love to go there for the networking, meeting artists and putting faces to their art or putting art to their faces. The best thing about being there is really you feel like part of this amazing commodity, which I already love online, but being in between them, share different experiences from the industry, it's super valuable. And this is my once a year holidays, which I go to. This ended up being work days for me because I ended up doing 24 interviews. But it's really interesting to listen to the answers. I was really surprised by many of the answers by many artists, thinking I know them from social media, but then answered something completely different than I expected. Enjoy this interview. I didn't end up like editing too much, and also I'm shouting a lot there because I think the environment's really loud, but the microphone was handling it quite well, so sorry for me being so, yeah, how are you doing? But if you survive that, you get to listen to like amazing interviews, and it was my first time doing it as well, so just forgive me. And yeah, super excited to just go into it. So let's start with Hello Egal and jump in.
I'm here with Hello Egal, which is my favorite artist, and I'm really happy that I finally get to see his face, because sometimes on Instagram you can put the faces to the art, and I finally met him in person. Hi.
Hello, hi, nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you too. And his name is Sebastian, and he does this amazing artwork. You can check his Instagram here. And I have a couple of questions I ask every artist. And one of the questions is, if you would describe your art in 3 words, for example, what would those be?
I think it would be like digital urban surrealism.
I love it. I love it. I love how you put like street graffiti and also like really cool color palettes. What is inspiring you to make these kind of artworks?
I think the most inspiring thing for me is trash cans covered with graffitis and stickers and tags. That's something actually that inspires me. My background is graffiti, so there are a lot of great graffiti artists lately that inspired me a lot, like Dime from Hamburg, Germany, where I come from, and Claim, a graffiti collective. They are doing like a mix of realistic paintings and graffiti elements, and that's something that inspires me a lot.
What you looking forward to most on this event?
Yeah, I'm looking really forward to see, I hope to pronounce it right, Pichiavo. I'm not sure, they're graffiti artists from here, from Spain, doing like a mix of graffiti and like antique statues, and then combine it in a really crazy, bold, vibrant way.
For future, like where do you want to go next?
I just started 3 months ago, and I like to continue this journey and go back and create and share this stuff with you guys.
That's amazing. I think you should have so many followers, and I can't wait for people to discover your work, because I really like your work. And thank you so much for taking time with me.
Thank you.
Hi, here with Vitaly Grossman. He was cycling actually all the way from Germany to Barcelona. Is that right?
True, we tried to cycle. We made it.
Was it hard for you, or you guys do this quite often?
The hardest part was to keep up with the hunger of Prince, because he ate every 10 minutes like a pizza. And it was really difficult to keep up with him. That was the hardest part, actually.
How long you worked together with Vincent?
We've been working together, I don't know, 10, 15 years, actually. We know each other since ages. And back in the days, he was like an intern in the company where I worked as a creative. Yes. And at some point we decided we have the same taste. Let's team up and do beautiful stuff together.
It was the biggest decision, I think. I've seen your stuff. I think one of your first project, what was this for this festival?
Yeah.
What was it called?
The Reeperbahn Festival.
Yeah.
It was an amazing opportunity for us to be part of it. They said, just do it. Whatever you do, it's going to be amazing and have fun. And they trusted us. And I think it turned out
That's
fantastic.
amazing. What's looking forward to most here?
To be honest, every person I meet here has something to say and inspire me. So pretty much chatting with all the people, meeting you, and I don't know, just get inspired and talk about work, life, hobbies, and of course the 3D and creative part.
That's amazing. What's your inspiration like in your design journey? Is there any person or studio that you that makes you push harder and make more stuff?
Always this kind of tricky, difficult questions to answer. I would say like the inspiration, like of course always like talking to companies and studios. They are all amazing. They are evolving, and of course it gives you like some pressure to get inspired to do something differently, better, nicer, and maybe even follow the style. But my inspiration comes from traveling, being in the nature, seeing art, listening to music. It's actually like way nicer to get inspired by things that are not in the same area. Like fashion industry, this is the place to go for getting inspired. Like looking at fabrics, looking at behavior of things.
Like polar opposite, like of what you do.
Completely.
Just so you can take your mind away.
Exactly. Like just combine A and C to create something like D and F instead of going step by step and put things on top that already exist. The more different it goes, the better the result gets.
So I love it. It's like almost saying just for people to go and explore like completely outside of the boundaries. Yeah.
Just saying hi to the guys. Do whatever you like. Do the best.
Hey guys, I'm here with Afonso Soares, and you can see his profile just here. And he's an amazing artist, and it's a friend of mine. So he's actually been supporting me very long time. And I just saw him walking by, and I'm like, hey, do you want to do some questions? Welcome to this questionnaire. And how are you enjoying OFF so far?
Man, I just arrived. So I'm just getting warm and getting ready to talk to some people, do some networking.
I just asking people 3 questions, and one of those questions is like, what inspiring you lately? Who's your biggest inspiration maybe for your design journey?
That's a nice one. I think what inspires me the most is those artists that that you look at their work and you think, man, this is what they were made for. And you look at their work and it's, man, I need to grind every day. I need to make my work better. I need to try to make it better every day. Like for me, Houdini and Tagma is one of them. You look at more, it's impossible to do. That inspires me a lot and moves me.
That's a great answer. You do a lot of Houdini? Are you switching to Houdini completely?
Yeah, I'm switching to Houdini. I think is the most fun-wise to me, because you have endless possibilities, and it's also very hard to learn, and that gives me a little bit of a kick to keep going, because you always have something new. So now I'm full-time Houdini, just no more cinema just for some projects, but for personal projects, Houdini full-time.
If you would describe your style in 3 words.
Sound merging.
Yeah.
Because I like the merging of sound. For me it is. I always need that little sound designer to just push the work. Boundary pushing, because I always try to push and learn
a bit. And I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to catch up with you. Let's have a drink or something, because I didn't see you ages. We are back, and this is Benkido 3D, right? Did I say it correctly?
Benkido 3D.
That's amazing. And I have a question for you. Who's inspiring you lately? If it's studio or artist, is there anyone you want to mention that inspiring you or influencing you a lot?
This is for me the first time at OFF, and I just met 2 designers I have been following on Instagram for a while now.
Nice.
And I wasn't sure actually how they look like, but one had like his logo on his cap, and I just said hi, and we had an amazing talk about.
And what?
Shout-out goes to Hello Egal, a 3D artist from Hamburg, Germany.
Sebastian Siems?
Sebastian Siems, exactly.
That's his name, yeah.
Yeah, he looks exactly like his art, and his art looks
Where is
very...
he?
He's somewhere there shopping with his friendos. Then I meet, I don't know his full name, Hashamuk, can I check? And the second guy I met is Hashmuk on Instagram. He's doing amazing, very bold, colorful 3D stuff. So very, very kind, very lovely guy. And I hope to see them both later and have some beers with them.
Nice.
And what else inspires me? There's one website, I'm not sure if it's still online, I don't know. The Art of the Title. It has been online for many years now. And they do opening titles and give a bit of making of and background. I'm a big fan of movies and TV shows. And this is to me very inspiring. I don't know. Every time I start a TV show I never skip the opening. I love the White Lotus, the new one. I love The Last of Us. It's the best. White Lotus, I love it. All of them. All 3. You cannot tell me that the 3rd season is bad. It's very good.
So you like these sort of show openings, like a Crown?
Yes. So I would love to do this in the future. I'm working hard to work for amazing TV show opening. This would be my dream. Thank you so much.
That's amazing. Is there a brand that you would love to work with?
It's really like the TV show opening.
I would love that too.
Yeah, this is like there's this artist Minchi. I just saw a keynote from Minchi, I think is her name, and she got inspired by Westworld, the opening. I'm also a big fan. When I saw Westworld, I thought like little me, this is what I want to do. I'm grown up. She also got inspired and she started learning ZBrush and Cinema 4D and rigging. She had her own style. She was an artist already. And now she's like in the big shows like The Last of Us, Shonen and all that. So she's a big inspiration.
Hey guys, I'm here with Dor and he's an amazing designer and you can see his portfolio here. Hi, how you doing?
I'm good.
How you enjoying the festival?
I'm good, cruising about with the crutches, but I'm good.
What happened there?
Basically, I've been to South America for the past 4 months and I ended my trip in Peru. If you guys know the Machu Picchu, so we rented a mountain bike and from now it's downhill from that point. I think it's mostly because I wore Crocs to the mountain bike, which caused the accident, but yeah.
I love the videos. How did it came to be that you went to South America?
So basically, I just felt the last couple of years with all the work and freelancing and like teaching in Israel. So I feel like a bit of a burnout. And as soon as I started feeling that way, apparently some bunch of Israeli guys just told me like, you should come with us let's do a big trip. And opportunity came and I just said to myself, all right, if it's not gonna be right now, I'm never gonna do it. So I just been on this long trip, 4 months. Psyched to go back and start doing some shit.
It sounds great. What you looking forward to when you go to this OFF Festival? What is the thing that like draws you here?
So I think when I've been to my first OFF 3 years ago, I was mostly like building my schedule, finding good talks, good studios to visit. Nowadays, I feel, as my 3rd year in a row, I feel like connecting with other people, finding like great designers that from Instagram, from other places, just talk to them, get inspired. I think it's the most you can get from OFF, just connecting. Also seeing the lectures, of course, seeing the talks, which is awesome. Buying some merch, which is always fun to buy stuff. Yeah, I think that's it.
Is there anyone specific you would like to mention that inspire you to work and get better every day?
I really like, I just been to the Musketon talk. He reminds me a bit of Baugasm. I like their approach of doing everyday, like daily stuff. I feel like every designer, every motion designer, 3D artist, that challenge them to do like stuff every day, especially when it's like a personal project without clients. Especially Musketon, which like apparently 8 years ago, we stopped working with clients, just doing only personal projects, only arts, basically. Amazing. Stuff like that really inspires me to just do stuff. Just don't think about the outcome because you only have 1 day, 1 week to do one artwork, personal project, stuff like that. It's like the most you can get out.
For me, it was like Mr. Bingo talk was about like, I switched the client work all the way to my audience. So I now sell to my audience straight away through his website and through his shop, and he just launches. And I think that's the best way to do your work. What tools do you use right now?
So right now I use Cinema 4D, Redshift, obviously. I was a graphic designer at first and then switched to like motion design 2D. I try to incorporate as much like graphic design 2D After Effects into my work, take my 3D work, comp it with some typography, some 2D stuff, maybe even color grading in DaVinci and stuff like that. Just all the tools I can find to make the artwork.
If you would describe your style in 3 words.
Probably colorful, because I love color. I love colors. Surprising.
Surprising,
yeah,
that word.
Surprising. Stuff that, because every time I work, I get into the software, stuff doesn't go as I want to do. And the last word would be, I want to say visually complex, because I try to always have this kind of complexity in the visuals. I don't want things being too obvious, you know what I'm saying? So
it's hard to understand how it was done.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone you met on your journey that helped you to become a designer.
Yeah, of course. For me, my current mentor is Yambo Studios.
Nice.
He's a pretty awesome guy in person. I worked with him for the last 1.5 years. I'm gonna convince him next year to come. Yeah. He's a pretty special guy in my life. A great mentor, great 3D artist, great designer.
Thanks. I'm here with amazing Elly Wade today. I've been following your tutorials and I always enjoy your content. I learned so much from you, like texturing and stuff like that. What's your biggest source of inspiration?
So I think I'm inspired by everyone within the community. You know, yourself, the work that you do, people like Wes Cox, Vincent, who I think you've already spoken to. So those are like the artists I'm inspired by, just like the great work that they do, and then how humble and how much people love to share their experience. I think that keeps me like active and inspired. A lot of my stuff has a bit of a Nike kind of focus.
I love it.
It's what I love. I get a lot of comments, people being like, stop doing like Nike stuff. I just enjoy creating and it naturally goes in that direction. And when you've got like a blank viewport, why not do something that, that you enjoy and that excites you?
I think it's a great lesson from this festival. A lot of people say, just do what you like and don't care about so much like how it is perceived. And I think it's great. And do more Nike stuff. I love it. I always wanted to do Nike commercial. Like, it's an ideal client. And one of the questions I've been asking actually all of the designers, what would be your ideal client?
It would be anyone within that kind of football brand, because anyone who knows me knows I'm very big on my football. So yeah, Nike, Adidas, Puma. So yeah, if you're watching, hit me up.
Yeah. And then you just won the tournament. What was the tournament about? You guys won in football. What was it?
We won our whole league.
The whole league?
Won the whole league, yeah. We've finished first. And so we're getting promoted into the next league. It's taken us, we started in August.
Yeah.
And it took us until, it was like last Tuesday, was the game where we finally, we can't get beaten now. But it's been so exciting. I've been trying to combine, my traveling and my football, and normally I do a lot more events, but I've been sneaking away playing football. I actually leave early tomorrow to go play a game.
You did a lot of amazing reels lately. I seen you putting a lot more effort into your reels. So it must be tough to challenge all these things together, right? What's your plan? What's your end game for your reels? And do you want to ever become your own YouTuber and your own influencer in terms of not just Maxon, just you, Elly Wade? Because people love you. The whole community loves you.
Yeah, I enjoy doing any kind of content creation. I love even more just teaching. The same as you do, the same as a lot of the people you've spoken to. I just love sharing my knowledge. And that comes from working at Maxon as well. And I love it. And I love being part of that umbrella. But I try with my Instagram to, it is me. I feel like I try to do it with Elly, it is me, even though I work at Maxon. I try not go too heavy on the Max on this, Max on that, and just try and be a little bit more authentic. And I have a little bit of an obligation, obviously, to Maxon, to these events. To trying to do Instagram, trying to do football, trying to have a social life and relax and rest. And so I think at some point I will probably move into, doing a little bit more for me. I have some ideas of stuff that I want to do, especially with the connections that I'm getting to know.
How was it for you at first? When did you start doing this?
Okay, so it's technically been 10 years, but before I was in sales and tech. So let's say 5 years ago, I then started doing a few tutorials, but I didn't really know anything, and they made a training team and they were like, oh, Elly, do you want to be a trainer? In my head, I was like, this is great. In reality, and my first ever live stream series, I was like, I actually don't know anything. I was like, why on earth are people sitting here listening to me? Fast forward 5 years, I feel the same way. So maybe that's just...
No, I think your Redshift skills just go way up now. I was watching a couple of recent live streams, and I think there was a lot of challenging questions, and I can see you on different place now in Redshift. You get a lot of insider knowledge from your developers.
Yeah, that's the perks of obviously being at Maxon, is that you have the developers, people like Thanasis, Jonas, they all know so much more than I do. And I just go to them with questions. And I think you probably appreciate this. The more you learn, the more you realize you don't know, but the more you are then able to understand the software.
Yeah.
So I make it my job to know Redshift.
Yeah.
I read the documentation. It's something I never used to do. I used to just play, and that's a great way to learn. But I think when you want to be able to be technical in Redshift and be able to answer those questions, put yourself in the spotlight on a live stream and have people bombard you with questions that not a lot of people know. You have to appreciate and understand documentation, what the developers are doing, new features, and I enjoy it. And I enjoy being like the Redshift girl. So.
I love it as well. You definitely are Redshift is your kind of niche, and I kind of love to follow you for that because I love to know everything about Redshift. I always love the new releases. When there's new node coming out, I'm like, what it does? Why is it there? And sometimes we don't have many examples of how this could be used. And I love watching your stuff hey, this is how you can use this node and stuff. Great. And then that's super inspiring. For me as a content creator, I'm learning how I could do this as well, how I could improve.
That's cool. And that's what I love. Even being here, I talk to people who obviously I admire in the industry, people like Vincent, who obviously far greater than I would ever be and are so knowledgeable. And then comments saying, oh, I watched your live stream of a new feature. And I think, no way.
I love it.
It's incredible that the likes of yourselves and these amazing artists who I look up to, turning around and saying, oh, we're glad you do that live stream and teaching us the new feature. It's amazing and I love it.
Me too. Me too. We all learn from each other, and I think it's amazing. Same mind blowing for me when you say, "Yeah, I saw some of your tutorials." I'm like, "What?" The program is so big and so vast, like the iteration and the kind of variation of what we could do with certain notes or certain.
What you do is stunning.
Too kind.
I watched like a load of your tutorials.
I had no idea what is Redshift. I was always like, why people put on Behance like Photoshop? There was like Cinema 4D and Redshift.
This thing.
Like, why is this like Redshift?
That was me 3 years ago.
Yeah, I know like cinema is 3D, but Redshift on top. Why? And then I started learning more about this, and actually, I'm glad I decided to go Redshift way. It changed my life completely. I got a job from that, and I make 3D now. All this like stemmed into this beautiful day where I'm interviewing all these amazing designers. And thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you.
Thanks.
I'm obsessed with this camera.
Love it. Hey guys, so I'm here with amazing designer Owen, Fifthlinedesigns. He does amazing artwork. You can check his profile here. Who are you looking forward to seeing most on this festival?
Oh man, honestly, I did not buy a ticket, so I'm here to see all my good friends. Ross, Mason, Eustace, Seinfeld, Luke from Soundry, just some of my buddies that I talk to on the computer all day.
That's amazing, and I think the mingle is the best part of festival. Go in and talk, networking. What's inspiring you in terms of your artworks and design direction? Who are your biggest kind of inspirations?
For sure, nature is like one of my primary biggest things. Just seeing the way that the best artwork nature presents itself and trying to put a little twist on it. Walking down the street and just seeing random things is my biggest inspiration. Obviously, you have your Pinterest and Cosmos, which you can go on to refine a bit, but I'd say nature. Artworks, I like Ross Mason is quite a bit. 6 and 5 is great. And yeah, some of these guys, Andre Schreisinger, they're all great inspirations for sure.
I love definitely your artworks. Really remind me of 6 and 5 kind of vibe. But you have something like of your own, and I really like the one with the paper falling down and then you name it like the way I talk to myself, or I really love the way like how this come to be.
Most of the ideas are something that is happening to me in my personal life, and for this one I was having a hard time deciding career-wise if I should continue with 3D, and so I said, okay, I will write a letter to myself, and it's about the letter and the way that you talk to yourself and how it impacts the decisions you make in your everyday life. At first, it was hard to find something to write, and it was tough. And as I started going, it just kept coming, and it gave me the idea to put how I'm feeling into an artwork.
I love this answer. I really didn't expect this, and it's super deep. I love your angle on this. There's a thing that you're going to be doing with 3D Bonfire. I think he's inspired by it was a kind of landscape with a tree.
I published a project Ladders a few days ago. And Marcus Gonser from 3D Bonfire reached out and he loved the project and asked if I would speak a little bit on the Patreon about the background, how I come up with my stories, and do a little breakdown of one of the scenes.
I'm so much looking forward to seeing more of your stuff. I've discovered you really recently. I've been following you a long time, but actually I never put a face to it.
It's more than just the face, because it's the person that you can meet and a bit about them and learn who they are, and it's the whole reason we come.
You're 100% right. I think that's the best part of it. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, so I'm here with amazing artist, which goes by
Jay and Keeree, Keeree.
You can check his Instagram here. Why do you looking forward to being at the OFFF Festival? What you're looking forward to most?
I definitely had some talks in mind that I really wanted to see. Like I wanted to see Matt Voice, who was a typographer or graphic designer turned motion design. He has a similar like pipeline, meeting people and just like being open to different ideas and different types of artists, like how they approach their work and stuff like that.
If you would describe your style you would have only 3 words, what would they be?
I would say minimal.
Yeah.
And I guess complex.
I love it. So minimal and complex at the same time is difficult, but I love the way you think about it. What's inspiring you to being designer?
I look a lot at like architectural design, and like how 3D stuff are represented in like a 2D form.
Yeah.
I love drawings. So yeah, my work is inspired by like architectural drawings.
And if you would have one ideal client, like one client that you would like to work for, who would they be?
So I've been like shy away from doing music videos and just like low budget work, but I'm definitely open to like doing more like artistic kind of stuff and being a little bit more experimental. I feel like if it's a music video, it's gotta be like songs or artists that I really like. It's gotta be the right fit. So like I'm still trying to find that right fit.
I'm here with Jiang, and she's amazing 3D artist. What inspired you to come here? What's the reason you actually come to OFF this year?
I actually work in New York. I'm from New Zealand, and I'm always just wanting to meet like other 3D artists over here. And I feel like Barcelona is such a hub for creativity and like 3D art, 3D design. So yeah, the biggest thing is that I really wanted to come here to meet people, meet other people in my industry.
That's amazing. So you live in New York, it's pretty far.
Yes. So New Zealand is the furthest away from like everywhere. But New York is a bit closer, which was like an 8-hour flight.
If you would think about any inspiration, what inspires you, what drives you daily into your amazing artwork?
I feel like just like seeing everyone's work and obviously all the amazing studios that can create these like really beautiful worlds is super inspiring to me, because I love the idea of taking something really simple and making something magical with all the programs that we use. And also just like I come from New Zealand, it's a very like place of nature.
It's beautiful.
So beautiful. So I feel like the nature definitely inspires me, and like most of all, I feel like when I'm creating the art, I feel like it's almost like an escape, like a place to express my emotions.
I love it. I love the answer. If you would have 3 words to describe your style, what would those be?
I feel like serene,
It's the first time.
surreal, and joyful.
I think joyful is really great word. I think I'm gonna do compilation of all the words that people use. Finally happy to hear it. I was just thinking about this morning that no one used joyful yet. And one last thing, is there anyone in particular you're looking forward to see this event, or is there anything that stuck with you this event?
100%. I went to one of the Houdini talks today that was done by Skchee Studio. I was very inspired by them.
Yeah, I saw Skchee 2 years ago, and that was just like mind-blowing. What length they go to kind of think about stuff and do the R&Ds, and it's crazy.
For sure.
Thank you so much for your time. I'm here with Joakim Ulseth. Welcome to OFF Festival. How you feel
Thank
about this?
you. It's the best time of the year.
Yeah, I feel the same. There's so many cool 3D artists. Who's your biggest inspiration for your life journey or design journey?
It's a good question, but I guess my biggest inspiration is over a 90-year-old guy named Dieter Rams, German designer. He's not a motion designer, obviously. But if we're talking motion, I would say my all-time favorite from day one and still today is Twisted Poly. I'm fortunate to call him my friend as well.
How that happened to be, that's amazing.
Random story, but 10, 11-ish years ago, I was an intern. I was moving into this flat in Copenhagen, and I got told that there is a freelancer living at the apartment right now, and he will give you the key. I showed up to the door. Some guy opened the door, welcomed me. We walked up. An hour later, like he presented himself, but I didn't really pay that much attention. And then an hour later, I was like, wait a second, what did you say your name was? Who are you again? And then
I am Twisted Poly.
So then I was like living with one of my biggest idols for a month or something.
I would love to be in that incubator. So I want to ask you, if you would describe your style, design direction in 3 words, what would those words be?
I can't really pinpoint what my style is, but inspired by travel and skateboarding and just general life in a way.
Yeah, I love that. And what you looking forward to most on this festival? Is there any artists you want to looking forward to see?
I haven't really studied the program. I'm here for the people. I'm here for the general community.
So if you would have a chance to talk on OFF Festival, would you do it?
Lately, I've been like saying yes to a lot more stuff like this, like saying yes to you on this interview. I'm jumping headfirst into stuff I don't really have control over, and it's fucking scary, but I'm in it for the long run.
And if you would have a talk, what would you talking about?
I've been thinking a little bit about this actually because it's an interesting topic, and I think like my angle would be, because I'm not working with the big studios, I'm not necessarily having the biggest clients, but I'm making a living out of what I love to do. And I think most of us here today are just regular Joes like you and me. We're fortunate enough to make a living doing something we love, not necessarily for Apple or Nike or Pepsi or Coca-Cola, but we're here. And I think that will be my talk. Let's celebrate that we're a huge community.
We actually part of this like kind of development, and we look up to those big designers in Houdini and those amazing animations, but it doesn't matter if we're not there yet. Like it's a whole different kind of problem or story. how to get there.
Yeah, no, it's a journey and everyone has a different journey.
Exactly as you say. Thank you so much again. And we're going to see each other soon. I'm going to be floating around. Jordan is an amazing artist. He's from US and they came all the way here. Why did you came all the way here to OFFF Festival?
I just wanted to meet people like you, man. Just to get connected with my heroes, with people that inspire me, and actually meet some people that you worked with. Inspire me. That's the point, man.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the answers when I was asking this question, a lot of people said, I just want to talk to the people.
Yeah.
What inspires you to create your artwork?
Inspires me is my personal experiences with just images that I found online or through Cosmos, just reference sites, honestly. In terms of studios, I love Ash Thorpe. It's not really a studio. I listen to his podcast all the time. I love Future Deluxe and his dynamicism, just like experimentation. I love Field.io. I just saw Field.io's thing
this morning.
It was a great presentation, man. Everyone inspires me and it's great.
And is there anything specific in this festival that already stuck with you? Like you watching a presentation, someone saying something that you were like, oh my God, I need to implement this.
Honestly, just the use of comfy AI, that looks fun. And if you want to try that, incorporate it into my process somehow.
If you would have to come up with the 3 words that you would describe your style, what would those words be?
I say bold, contrasting. Is that, there's no noun
you
for
can
that.
use the word like
Maybe that's
anything
a
that feels like you.
Yeah, maybe like masculine too. We discussed this. So yeah, I think that's the word or the words to describe my sort of style.
Yeah. Because of the bicep.
No.
It's because of the colors and bold approach.
I guess it's just my bold approach. It's honestly, it comes out of instinct. As a lot of people can't really describe their style until they realize and find a pattern.
Yeah.
But also, you can tell, hey, this is Jordan's work.
Yeah. Do you mention anyone that you want to really like pay respect to?
I don't want to single anyone out. That's
it's hard.
I don't want to.
You can say only one person.
Only one.
No,
I'll do one person.
You can do whatever you want.
Shout out to Dor, because Dor, you're a
Where is
legend.
Dor? I want to do interview with
Dor. Dor's a legend. I love his vibe. I hope her leg heals. Your leg will heal, but next year or whenever we meet, we gotta do something without your cast on street. You already know, but Dor, I love you. That's shout out to Dor.
I love it. Thank you so much for doing this, Jordan. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I'm here with Lilla.
Hi.
Hi. And we met already a long time ago, and then we follow each other on Instagram, and she does amazing animation. What's the inspiration that makes you every time come back and do a new design?
Basically, I think it's the love of animation. I really like when things are like having a great flow and you just work it out and pushing those curves, and then you're mixing and trying out new things. Happy accidents are happening at the end and even in between when you're creating and you're getting that flow and it just fits together perfectly. I think that's what I love and that's what it inspires me.
I love it. I love the answer. You have 3 words to describe your style. What would those 3 words be?
The first must be playful.
I love it.
The second one must be abstract.
Yeah.
And also the third
Full
one
abstract.
and minimalistic.
Yeah. Just clean and simple. I love it. I love it. And I actually, this is the style I enjoy. And you combine 2D and 3D together.
Yeah.
You work in After Effects and Cinema 4D?
Yeah, basically, I came from a background as a landscape designer, but I discovered that the last year of university that I really love design. And so I pushed myself towards to this industry. And then first came the 2D animation and then compositing and then a little bit of VFX. And then I saw all the cool videos that you guys are making in 3D, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta be able to do that. So that's how I ended up in 3D. And since then, I cannot really separate. I think what stays is the love of animation.
How are you enjoying the festival in general?
Oh my God, it's crazy. It's my second time here, and I got to say, it's super amazing and also very overwhelming. Like, it's like a concentrated bubble, and everybody's here, everybody is great, everybody was nice. So it's just so cool and also very exhausting.
Yeah. A lot of people say my social battery is just kind of, I need to go and recharge. And is there anyone specific that you are looking forward to see, or was there anything in the festival that you were like, this is great technique, I need to implement this into my workflow?
Basically, I just saw the Fields.io's presentation.
Fields.io this morning.
Yeah, this morning. That was really amazing with all the different kind of techniques and different approaches that they are trying out. I really enjoyed that. And also, I really love Mr. Bingo's presentation.
Me too.
Like,
Me too.
he was so
Himself whole time.
and he's also like a showman, so
Yeah.
it was very
He
entertaining.
knows what he's doing.
Which is, I think it's a skill.
I'm so happy you spent some time with me and I get to interview you.
Oh, thank you so much.
You want to give like thanks to anyone you met in the industry, or is there any designer you would like to say, hey, you guys need to see this one?
I have to say that they need to see you because
You're
I
too
think,
kind.
No, but I think what you're doing and you're putting a lot of effort to what you do, and these interview sessions are like great, and you're always try to give back to the community. I think it's amazing, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's amazing.
Hey guys, I'm here with Lukas Thorup, and he's an amazing artist. I don't think I even need to introduce him. I start following him on YouTube, and he does Houdini and Cinema for the Redshift. Actually, first of all, hi.
Hello.
What brings you to OFFF Festival? What you looking forward to most?
Yeah, it's great that you grabbed me for this interview. I love being here. I've been here a couple of times now, and I love connecting with people. I work at Tactic Studio, and we work remote, so I only see my bosses and my other friends 2 times a year. In the motion design industry, so many people coming to me and saying hello. It's really great.
Yeah, I love it. A lot of people mention like we all live like remotely now, and it's really hard. So you can hug all the people, have a laugh, and talk about design and see them in person. Do you have any source of inspiration that kind of driving you daily?
Yeah, so let's bring it back to the start. I started out filming with the camera.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be the biggest director, the biggest DP, that kind of thing. And then I found out there was something called a computer. And there was something called After Effects, and there was something called visual effects, and then I got into 3D, and then it all just snowballed away. So I really love the camera world still, and I come from like a lighting perspective, and I come from this camera world. I have too much camera equipment at home. So for me, the thing that inspired me to make tutorials was I saw one guy on YouTube. He made a 1-hour tutorial on a procedural welding tutorial in Cinema 4D. And I thought it was 1 hour. I made a welding tutorial and it was 5 minutes.
I love it, actually. I love it. I love how your tutorials were, you do quite complex scenes, and you did quite effective. Like sometimes it's only 20 minutes to explain really complex simulation. How does this process for you look like?
So it takes around a month from when I come up with the idea. So what I do is I go through, make a lot of scenes, make a lot of tests, go away from the computer, which is important for me to actually just do something else, because then an idea pops into my head, and then I can work further on that. To actually make the production of the tutorial is 2 days, 1 day. Like filming everything, cutting everything together. I usually film on 1 day and then cut on another day, because then I don't make mistakes.
The head is tired.
Yeah, I need to sleep on it. But actually, the technique takes a month to do. Or maybe it takes a week to do. But the idea has to develop first. So the idea phase is like 90% of making a tutorial.
You really deliver value, because like you take a month and a week and then you condense, you make this idea as effective as possible.
Yeah.
And then you do this tutorial, and then you package it nicely. Didn't know that you had like background in video, but then I always value that your intros are like, you're not even in a frame, you play some music, you kind of enter, that's your logo. I really like the way you package things, and it's really good polished way of showing tutorials. So it was big inspiration for me.
Yeah, that's super nice that you said that. I was super inspired by people that did these camera reviews, that did different kind of camera cinematography things on YouTube. They always had good lighting, and I was like, oh, I want that. I want that too. It looks so freaking good. And me being a camera nerd, I need to have a camera shot in the video. I can't just record my screen or put myself in the corner. I need to have this camera shot. Which I learned on YouTube was, if you just sit there in an interview and start the interview like that, it could be a green screen behind you.
Yeah.
The thing I do, and you've probably seen it, I always walk in to the shot and sit down, because that creates a connection with the audience. I want to deliver something that's cut down, that's really tight, that actually shows the technique, but also you don't have to sit there for an hour.
How would you like to move your content, or either YouTube or Patreon? Like, how would you like to develop it in the future?
I've already tried one video where I did more behind the scenes, which didn't actually do that well, but I liked it a lot. But I really loved to make more different content. So right now I'm only doing, or mostly doing, cinema, and then I've dabbled a bit in Houdini with some tutorials. But at work, I do a lot of Houdini. So I want to share my knowledge in Houdini. I want to do it strict, to the point, not any like different Vex code and different stuff that you have to sit through for 15 minutes and replicate yourself. I want to do quick, easy, simple setups that you can use in different ways, and you can tie them together and you can make like this big, huge thing, but it's just simple math.
I love it. This is exactly you, and this is how I know you. Is there any shout out? Anything you wanna say to your fans?
Shout out.
That one.
Yeah, if you want to learn Unreal, then go and watch Ali.3D on YouTube. Super good.
Hey guys, I'm here with Matej. He's an amazing Houdini artist, and I'm finally happy I have someone like from Houdini background. How are you enjoying the OFF?
The location is wonderful. The people are wonderful. The talks are good.
So
I'm enjoying it so far.
You work in Houdini. If you would describe your style in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Minimalistic, dynamic, and naturalistic.
Naturalistic. So you try to bring a little bit of natural into that.
I try not to depart too much from some tactility and some real sort of human experience.
Who you looking forward to most when you go to OFF Festival? Is there any experience you're looking forward to?
Yeah, mostly I like what's happening around the festival, to be honest. I like this type of conversation, meeting people, and also the quarter here next to OFF is amazing, like Pablo Nu. So many nice studios and things to see. But one of the studios I just checked out their talk, it was super good, and it's Skchee studio.
Yeah.
Very nice stuff.
Skchee always does just mind-blowing stuff. I've seen them 2 years ago, and it was just mind-blowing. How long you doing Houdini for?
It's 7 years.
Do you do any other 3D packages, or you just stay in Houdini fully?
I fully stay in Houdini now. I started with 3ds Max, but that was a long time ago.
Is there anyone you want to give a shout out, like any one of your friends that people should see, like some really extraordinary, who's not visible to anybody?
Oh, you put me on the spot right now.
It's difficult.
Check out Alex Han. I think he's
Alex Han, yeah?
Yeah, Houdini designer.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome. I'm here with Micillogico. How are you enjoying OFF?
Yeah, it's a very amazing experience here to meet a lot of designers, a lot of artists, and you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. No, I appreciate you taking time with me. You have very interesting artwork. How you come up with this?
Mainly the vegetable, and the inspiration comes for everyday food, because the inspiration comes the love from food, and I love it. And some people don't have a good approach of the food, and I think if you put some color, some different shape about that, maybe the people have some different approach of that.
Yeah, I love the piece and glowing, like the animation. I think I saw it many times on Instagram. What are you looking forward to most? Or you want to see the shows, or you want to see the people?
I see both, because sometimes are interesting to know how the other design works, and it's very beautiful. It's a very amazing experience to know the people that you write only on the Instagram, and this is the moment that you can meet them, and yeah, you come back at home with a lot inspiration.
Yeah, and if you would describe your style in 3 words, only 3, what would this be?
Funny, colorful, and surrealist.
And in terms of for the future, what would you like to do in the future? Where you want to go?
My dream is to be a creative director, but I don't know if I will reach this dream, but...
You will reach.
Yeah.
Who's your brand that you would like to work in the future?
Oh my God, there are a lot different. Coca-Cola.
Nice. Why Coca-Cola?
Because Coca-Cola have...
It's childhood nostalgia.
Yeah, it's the childhood nostalgia, but it's the family is most important for Coca-Cola, and a lot of their advertising are in front of the table.
Yeah.
In front of table, and the people are eating, and for me, it's my
They always do it,
my
yeah.
inspiration.
Yeah, you have the food.
Yeah.
You have the vegetables and people growing vegetables and then eating together with the
Coca-Cola.
family.
You
It's Coca-Cola with vegetables.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking time.
I appreciate it. Come to OFF because it's must experience. When you come here for the first time, it's like a child come for the first time in a Luna Park. You can see everything that you love, the people that inspired you, the advertising, the visual, the animation that you see only on the internet. And then you come to the Disneyland and you met for the first time.
I came 2 years ago and I was the same. I was just like, oh my God, this is my, now I come every year. So I am super happy that you mentioned that. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys, I'm here with Nako Baev. Who's inspiring you lately, or who's your biggest inspiration on your like design journey?
Actually, people like you inspire me because I like to, yeah, I love this guy. The thing is, I just love seeing people being themselves. And that's the most important part so far.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
I love seeing people be themselves. And those are my favorite artists. And you are being yourself, therefore, that's why I love you, man. It's my heart.
Oh, thank you so much. I love this very answer. I'm trying very hard to be myself. It's very hard for me. So I have one more question, and I have actually two more. And one of those is, if you would describe your design style or your design direction in 3 words, what would this mean to you, or what would this be?
Okay, so first of all, minimalistic and futuristic, I would say.
You and super fast. Is there any dream brand or dream client that you would like to have in the future?
Not really, just being able to explore and collaborate. I'm open to collaborations and I'd love to have creative freedom. It doesn't matter about who's is it for or like this brand or this brand. It doesn't matter if it's a big or a small one. It's just the quality we're trying to reach. It's just being able to do an amazing job and be proud of it at the end of the day.
Is there anyone in particular you're looking forward to see at OFF Festival?
Not really. I'm just here to just chill with you guys and see what's going on. I love meeting new people, networking as much as possible. I think Vincent right here, he's like such a big figure that it inspires me. I think he cycled all the way from Munich to Barcelona. Not a lot of people can say that, hey, I've cycled like a couple thousand kilometers. It's crazy to me.
I love the community here. Like everyone is such a persona, and I'm really liking that I get to talk to so many designers in one place. I discovered you like 2 years ago, and I saw your stuff. I was really impressed. I'm so happy to be like talking to you right now and just do this interview.
It's my pleasure. It's really funny because when you came to me like last year, he was like, hey, I know you. And I'm like, what? You know me? Yeah. This is crazy. And oh my God, it's just such an amazing feeling to be like able to share this mutual experience with other artists. It's really inspiring.
To be able to be recognized by others and people like, hey, I know your artwork. I really liked what you did, the video. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you for this opportunity and just continue pushing, man. I love you.
You are amazing. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, give me a hug. Give me a hug, yeah.
I love it, man. Thanks so much.
No, thank you for your.
Hey guys, this is my longtime friend, Olivier. I actually met you 2 years ago. We went for a run today. I just wanted to ask you why you keep coming every year to OFF Festival.
Just meeting people,
yeah,
being around the creative and networking, just having a good time for 2 days and then going back to where.
I wanted to ask about your experience with, you work currently in Houdini?
Yeah, Houdini and C4D.
Yeah.
Playing with Redshift, Octane sometimes.
If you have 3 words to describe your style, what would those 3 words be?
Probably colorful, classy, photographic.
Yeah, I love glassy. How do you come up with the inspiration for your work? Is there anyone specific that you would like to?
A lot of photography, just driving your camera around, making photos, paying attention to detail. You can think of why do you like sunsets and all these little details in the city or in the nature. And when you start to grab attention to all the little things, you can start to really enjoy, understand why it inspires you.
Self-discovery as well in that process of I like this and you realizing why you liking this. Would you like to credit anyone like you met at this festival, or is someone that helped you along your journey that you would like to say thank you? Or
I'm not gonna say Ross Mason because everyone has mentioned it.
Yeah.
A lot of the YouTube guys, the YouTube community is really awesome because I wouldn't be here to your tutorials, and all the great studios here also inspires a lot. So yeah. And I have nobody specific.
I love to see your personal project, and hopefully I'm going to see more of your personal stuff. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Hey guys, I'm here with Padreza, and he's my very good friend. He's my co-worker, and I'm super happy to interview him, same as everybody. What's bringing you to OFF this year?
Obviously you, my brother. I wouldn't be here without you.
And what you enjoy most about the festival?
This year, probably the people. I haven't been paying that much attention to the schedule and the speakers because it's like third in a row that are here together.
It's our third year.
Yeah, so basically I came here to just network and mingle, drink some cerveza, that's it.
I want to ask you, who's your biggest inspiration in your works?
I could be like naming other design studios or companies, but I think lately one of the like most fruitful inspirations to me is just like other mediums or artists. So whatever comes to your mind, like movies, galleries, music, of course. So I would probably name these, and I get a lot of inspiration from old anime movies. This is probably one of my biggest inspirations because like when you look at it, it's so like eternal, futuristic, and it's still relevant like after 30 or 40 years.
No wonder we are like such good friends, because I believe same when I see good effect in anime, I'm like, oh, I want to do this in 3D and stuff like that.
Take in consideration that they are doing this by hand.
Yeah.
No computers, or the computers were very lame at the time, so that's more impressive.
I want to ask you, is there any dream client or any future client that you would like to work with?
Oh, definitely. I would like to work for or with a Porsche, probably Teenage Engineering as well. What else? Unreal. Yeah, I was mentioning that yesterday with other folks when I had this discussion. Unreal as well.
Unreal? Your style in 3 words. You would have only 3 words. It would be like your design direction or the way you do things. What would those 3 words be?
Bold, functional, Berlin-esque. That's the word.
I love it. Berlin-esque, functional,
and bold.
Thanks, buddy. So yes, I'm here with PJ Richardson. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
We got to meet up finally after so long.
I really enjoyed your presentation. I think it was a last-minute hack together.
Yep.
But it was so enjoyable, and I've loved to hear your story of how you like came to be. I know we saw each other on Instagram, and it's the best thing for me to go to OFF Festival and see the people. What is this you enjoy the most about this?
I think it's certainly the people and hanging out. I think work and presentations that you could see on their website, but it just hits different when someone presents it with their heart and their passion. We're all together. You get to meet your heroes like you, like Ross, like you're like, that's that person. That's amazing. You guys, it's especially in Europe, the 3D artists are just next level. But then the other part that's just really interesting for me is you see these presentations, you meet these people and realize everybody's going through similar things. And while you don't get a solution or a magic solve for your own challenges, it's very therapeutic to know someone else is
going through the same thing. Listening to your experiences, like what you went through and then what you've been doing now, working with Linkin Park, which, by the way, it was my like band you listen to when I felt bad. I would blast Linkin Park in the gym and stuff like this. If you have 3 words to describe your style, what you do, and what would those 3 words be?
Very colorful, happy.
Happy, I love it.
Yeah.
Finally, someone used this word.
Happy and experimental.
And I've noticed like you don't hold to any tools, like you use AI, Houdini, C4D, use big displays. I really love that in your presentation as well. You use all the tools available, right?
We have a big, talented team. That's the most important part of our work and our presentation is the team itself. But yeah, we combine, ultimately at the end, even with AI, it comes down to people. So we find the best, most passionate and talented people to collaborate with. And if that means we have to switch from Cinema 4D to Maya because there's someone exceptional at it, we will. Or whatever it is, we'll do whatever it takes for good people and good creative. So that's our thinking. And it's messy and crazy, but you're nothing without the human person behind it, to me at least.
I love it. And it's the same as you said in your presentation, get better every day and just don't worry about the perception.
And it's easy to get stuck in it, but you can't. You just got to do and not watch.
Everything you said there was just like clicking with me, because I know we were texting about this, and I'm trying to now daily post and stuff like this. And I've never done it. I've never committed to anything like that. Is there anything specific you would like to credit or you would like to mention? Or is there anyone inspiring you specifically you would like to tribute?
There's two sections of who that is. My team at Laundry, everybody, that we're nothing without each other, and we're nothing
Laundry
without these
people.
Laundry people forever and ever and ever. And the second is, and you're in this category, are the digital artists that are creating but also teaching others.
Yeah.
You, Ross, Vincent, Thanos. That's what gets me the most excited is to learn. And like, it's you guys that are trying to make a living and then do YouTube on top of it. You need to be shouted out the most always.
You're amazing. Thank you so much for these lovely mentions, and I appreciate to be even shaking hands. I really. Thank you.
All right.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna go eat my burrito now.
I'm here with Ross Mason. I don't think I even need to introduce him. He's like super big in our community and Cinema 4D and Redshift, and he's an amazing artist. How you feel today?
I'm feeling great. Now I'm here. Now I'm here with you. Yeah. Sun's shining. What more can I want?
What you're looking forward to most when you go here?
I think the main thing is just meeting people that I've spoken to online for so long or maybe done work with, and just getting to catch up with everyone and actually put faces to names, getting to speak to everyone. And I think that's the best part. Obviously the talks are amazing and seeing all the talented artists and the stories behind their work, but getting to actually catch up with everyone I think is just incredible.
What's the source of your inspiration in your artworks?
I would say I get inspired by nature a lot. I think naturally just being inside as someone that works at the desk a lot, just going out on walks, and I like running and exercising. I think that's where I really get time to think about things that interest me, or I get brand new ideas. So a lot of it is from outside and observing my environment. Coming to places like this where it's beautiful, whole new scenery, nice weather, I always come back feeling super inspired, especially being able to see the talks and learning about other people's work and what inspires them and their processes.
It's very refreshing to always see other approaches and you incorporate some of that into your own process. I know you have very strict regimen and you do a lot of discipline, and it would be mistaken not to ask you about like, how's your day looking like? I know you do a lot of running, you do weightlifting, and I want to ask you, how's that helping you in your creative process?
It completely changes my mindset and my ability to come up with new ideas. I think stepping away from the computer, doing something which kind of exerts some physical energy, allows me then to actually think clearer in a funny way. If I don't go to the gym or I don't run and I'm cooped up inside all the time, I can't think straight, or I feel like I get a creative block, or maybe I even burn out because I'm working too much at the desk. So being able to escape my computer, maybe go get outside, touch some grass. It makes a world of difference when it comes to my work and being able to come up with new ideas.
Is there anyone in particular you're looking forward to in the festival?
I really want to see Jakob. I want to catch him later today. He's talking at 7, I believe.
Nice.
He designed some of the cups this year at OFF, and it's incredible, and I find his work really inspiring. He's now doing like this 3D printing with his work, and being able to bridge the digital to the physical is always interesting to see that process. So yeah, super excited to see him today, and hopefully be able to catch him after the talk as well.
What you planning in the future? I know like you have big community, you have Discord, you have YouTube, and you have amazing Instagram following. Is there anything special you want to share with us? What you planning in this year or in the future?
I would love to do some more talks in the future. I did my first one last year, so more of those would be amazing, and just ways to be able to actually connect with my audience more. Here, for example, at OFF, I've been doing the morning runs. And just seeing people come together that you've spoken to online and do something as a collective is incredible.
The way you impacted the community as well, like I was joining your Discord and like I've seen you cultivated such an amazing crowd of people. It's really difficult. I know not every Discord is the same, but when I visited yours, the mindset and the mood there is really amazing, and I think it's something that you attract. How do you stay so mindful and like peaceful person like in such a hard environment like it's 3D?
I feel like I'm just saying the same thing, but I feel like it just goes back to getting away from the computer sometimes, getting out in nature, just getting outside, something away from your day-to-day routine and job. Because as much as we have such an incredible creative job, it is a job. So yeah, I find for me, exercising, running, just getting outside really helps me to balance out from the day-to-day and stay nice and peaceful.
This is Ross Mason, guys, and I'm so happy to be able to talk to him.
Thank you for
so
having
much.
me.
I'm here with Taiso.co. I love him for many reasons, but he's also an amazing person. So I'm so happy to be able to talk to you.
Oh, I'm very happy to be here. I've learned so much from your YouTube and all those Redshift and Cinema 4D things that I keep returning to. And there you are again, your wonderful face on my screen.
I think I'm more learned from you. I just wanted to ask if there is anything in particular you're looking forward to when you go to a festival?
Oh, it's seeing people and mingling and I think creative nourishment for the year. Like, I feel like I come here, you get the sunshine, you see all your friends, who people you've met in previous years, and you go back and you feel like ready to go for the and it almost like it sees you through until the next OFF Festival. You soak up enough.
If you could describe your style or the way you think about in 3 words, what would they be?
Oh my God. Unrestrained.
Unrestrained.
Analytical. And considered.
I think it's a great combination. I love to see your artworks. Is there anyone who inspired you lately, or is there anyone like all-time inspiration to you who always like pushes your stuff ahead?
There is right there, 2D Pete. Is because I come from a graphic design and branding background, and like he bridged the gap between typography, beautiful use of color and form and composition, but then putting it into a 3D space and making something beautiful out of it. So he was my gateway drug into 3D really. I had the pleasure of meeting him at previous offs, which is like a wonderful thing.
I love the answer. I love 2D Pete as well. He's kind of nailed his own niche. I always like, when I watch his artwork, I never know how it's done. He always puts some little twist in it. It shifts, and his work with typography and color is amazing. And that's what I like about yours.
I wonder if I don't know how that's done. I don't know what it is, but I like it. And using the tool, not necessarily for what it was made for, but you're using it in a way which is interesting, or breaking that mold. And projection mappings with type is the exact use case of that.
Exactly. What's in the future for you? Are you going to make a new type font, or are you going to design some project? Is there any project like you're going to do after this?
I'm trying to just develop my Houdini skills really, and then find good and unique excuses to use those skills.
Yeah.
I guess I love dynamics, and there's plenty of lovely expressions of dynamics online, and all like squishy or fabrics or rigid body type things. If it is, say, like vellum and things that are inflating, you're like an airbag if your car crashes.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe instead of having your iPhone case, what if like the iPhone had little airbags on each corner? So when you drop your phone, you do slow motion, and then the little end like pops out and little airbag, your phone like bounces. I was like, I need a little project like that has meaning, but also is an excuse to use dynamics. So I may try and do that if I've got any free time.
I love that. I love that answer. I had this like one little moment where I was thinking like, what if we all have a suit that will inflate if something happens? And why Houdini?
The breadth of possibility, I think. And the technicality is scary, but I like the idea that it's no one person really knows all of it. Like it's this never-ending expanse of learning. So you can go as deep as you want, or you can learn enough to make other like more simple things. I think it's that expanse of it that excites me.
Expense is a good word as well, because like it's not that expensive as the other programs.
I don't know. I don't think I've reached the end of Cinema 4D. I'm sure there's plenty to learn there, or Redshift. I don't know all of that.
I would definitely love to move into that space. Hopefully one day I'll do. And thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you taking time with me here.
Beautiful.
Guys, I'm here with Vincent Shwenk. Like he's a super good artist. I don't think I need to even introduce him. Like he's a big name. What you're looking forward to when you go to a festival?
Basically is getting to know other artists and meeting people in real, because our community is quite digital, and I see a lot of people on Zoom calls and things like that, or on Instagram. And here I see the faces, and it's just nice to give out some hugs and have a beer with some friends.
I've seen the stories that you cycle here. Is that true?
Yeah, this time Vitaly and me had the crazy idea to take our bicycles and really cycle here, and we did it. I'm quite proud that with just my legs and a lot of food, I managed to cycle here in 11 days.
What was the hardest part about that decision? Did you regret at any point? Wow, what are we doing?
No, it was really nice. Switzerland was amazing. We were really lucky with the weather. We just had some rain at the end, and just my ass hurts a little bit. But besides from that, it was all nice.
I was super inspired by you doing this like long journey and to see of this way, not just traveling by plane, but you just coming by yourself. It speaks a lot. Is there anyone specific or studio or person designer that inspiring you to push yourself harder?
Of course, there are people who are doing similar things which I admire their work, but I take my main inspiration from being outside, being in nature. I try to take my camera or my phone a lot with me. I do a lot of pictures of things which I see and that inspire me to develop something in 3D. So I'm interpreting the real world and I'm making these abstract fluid simulations, sculpture thingy based on the real world.
I love your textures. I use your sticker pack. I think I have 4 or 5 of your packs. Is there anything that's coming in the future, like you preparing right now?
I always like to make giveaways at my Patreon birthday, which is at the end of the year, so October, November.
And you have a gem in Wagen now coming.
He's doing something this month, and I really love his work.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Okay, we are rolling here, and I'm here with 2D Pete. He's an amazing artist and 3D and typography master. I'm so happy you're taking time with me, like to talk to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to ask with you, how would you describe your design direction or style in 3 words, if you would have only 3 words?
Graphic, typographic, and abstract.
Yeah. There's a lot of sort of mystery how you kind of project things. So I really like that about your artwork. What's your biggest inspiration for these kind of artworks, or who's your like biggest inspiration in terms of like could be studio artist or even like nature, whatever inspires you?
So when I started with 3D, didn't really know anything. So once I figured out I could put like a JPEG on a cube.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, okay, I can do something with this. What inspired me in the beginning was learning. I found that I always have a hard time like doing self-initiated projects, right? I need a client brief or that you tell me, please solve this problem. Okay, then I can do it. I could never do, as a graphic designer, I can never do my own projects. But I found a loophole through figuring stuff out in 3D. So I was like, okay, a project. How do I do this? I thought maybe I watched a tutorial online. How do I do that in different ways? I was able to create my own voice, if you will, or like enough where I felt like, okay, this is a project I can do for myself, and then just start sharing it with the world. And yeah, from there it's built.
I love it. Yeah, you definitely have your own style. And I said you nailed your own niche. Like I've seen your stuff, like how you use typography and colors and projecting and kind of mind-boggling animations.
So that kind of happened through necessity because I'm not a great modeler, but I'm pretty good with typography and design. So when I could combine the two, so I guess I, in a way, not intentionally developed the style because that's all I know or that's all I knew. I'm also trying to figure out ways to break out from that and follow tutorials by Vincent or people who do nothing like what I do, but maybe things that I want to learn, or I can follow people that have a clear point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say like your design skill helps you a lot. All these constraints with simulation and limitation of the softwares, you can still design and put the design there because you already have design thinking and you don't need that much of that 3D software knowledge. Recently, you started like doing different courses to just go even further, right?
One thing I've done since the beginning, I've taken lots of different tutorials with stuff that I'm not really personally interested in, but I figure I'll find a nugget or like a technique that I can apply to what I do. I've tried to learn simulations, watching Vincent Shwenk's tutorials with soft bodies. That's interesting, and it's something I can find there that I could apply to what I do. What I don't, once I get too close to real things, like something, that's where I feel it gets too kitschy for me. So I try to limit myself within the abstract, but find tangible moments or textures that still makes it feel kind of real, if you will. So I'm still navigating this, but I'm having fun doing it. Luckily, I'm also trying to find a way to make a living out of it, but there's clients that are into it, so it's good.
Thank you so much for having
Great to see you
in person.
live.
Yeah, I think last time I didn't have an opportunity to see you.
Okay.
And this year, finally, I was just like standing here and there's someone like 2D Pete's here, and I'm like, no way, the first time finally I'm gonna be able to talk to him.
It's a pleasure. Glad to meet you.
Pleasure is mine.
Thank you.
You have your own merch. How do I pronounce this kind of name? Because I never knew how to pronounce Skchee. Skchee!
Yes, like perfect.
I love it.
Skchee.
Skchee! I love it. It's like I'm paying in the supermarket, like, Skchee!
That wasn't the vibe.
And I really like your tutorials and your work, and I think you should be seen by way more people than you do right now. I think your following is not equal to the level of like effort. What brought you to OFFF Festival this year?
Dedication.
dedication.
First of all, we met a lot of nice people on Instagram. Thank you for the amount of support. It's wild that people actually text us and saying stuff like, I like your tutorials, I like your work. It's very inspirational.
We always wanted to have that community around us, and now finally we can feel it. And we see around us many people, many creative people, and now we even can realize that we are creative.
When I was following your content, I found it very authentic, and then I like how you put little like stories about what you're just doing, how you're working, this is our place and this is where we're hanging, and then you share a little bit of your design. So I felt like I've been with you a little bit. If you would describe your style in 3 words, what would that be?
Man, we need very loud sticks because there are 2 of us. Benefits.
Yeah.
For me, it's emotions.
Emotions.
Yes, because I don't know, I always get really emotional when I look at art and when I look at commercials, like pieces of art. And for me, it was always kind of trying to catch that feeling that you get from using some products, because we are in marketing.
We have to do that, yeah.
That's the main point for me, personally.
I love it. It's a great answer. And for you?
I would say details, because we really try to put effort and to work on details a lot, and it's our idea to do that, because sometimes you just see that shot and you don't realize how many days you spend for that. But we know exactly that this shot beautiful because of all these details. You cannot notice it, and it's very good that you cannot. We try to do it every project to work on details.
I love it. What was the hardest project you've ever done?
We have in our portfolio our own project with lamp, with stable lamp, and it's very interesting. There was an idea to take old project which we made with that lamp and to do that, make and to do it better. We grow.
I should do that.
And in the beginning there was that idea, but now it's more like about memory, because this lamp connected with my grandmother.
Yeah.
She gifted to me many years ago, and I bring it with me everywhere. When I move somewhere, different countries, it's everywhere on my table. It's like a light from her. And now, unfortunately, it's only in my memories. So I like that project because of story.
I love it. It's like item that holds the personal value. Let's say you would do project with the brand that you would love. Which brand would it be? Like, you have any particular client that you would love in the future?
I could say that it would be Nike, because we grew on projects, because their projects are so creative and so different in so many ways. So it feels they really embrace creativity.
Would you say it's the same thing for you? Which brand would you do?
Yeah, I would say same.
We should do all of us together. I love typography. I love dynamic movements and a lot of like gritty photos. Like I think we are at the moment we could make like really cool commercial using all the different tools, which is for Nike vibe. And for the future, what you planning after this event?
We want to focus on our own projects and to focus on art direction. Yeah. And now when we can see how people do their projects, what ideas they have, we really inspired.
Yes, well.
Yeah.
I like hear the other people's ideas. I always take a little bit here for me. I know you traveled like long time here. Was it crazy?
I mean that this travel and this trip was in my mind. I dreamt a lot about it, to go by car, to go by the seaside, and to see all these cities, countries, like, from the movie, from the film. And we did it, and it was tough because this driving and the road can be a challenge.
Yeah.
Many emotions and some tough situations, but I really enjoy. I will remember it for whole life, and all these parts of different countries, different people, different architecture, buildings, a lot of inspiration, and that's what I like. Even if it's in the moment tough, difficult, and you feel sad, but after all the things, it was amazing. And now, thank you for all this experience.
more energy to start projects, right?
Of course.
And what was the hardest about being on a travel for so long? Was there any fight?
No, we didn't.
Well, why are you laughing? What was that?
When in France,
In France, yeah?
so when we had to find a way to get into our booking, and it was like challenging. It really felt like an escape room, but we had to get in.
You had to solve all the problems.
Yes, and it was 4 a.m.
We booked one place, which was not that expensive, but view on the pictures, wow, really?
Yeah.
It's a huge hotel with the amazing view
on a cliff.
On a cliff. Okay, no reviews. Okay, let's do it. We have car, we can sleep in the car. So we tried, it was a rainy day and we had a really heavy rain, like a waterfall. We couldn't see something on the road, we just stopped, all traffic stopped and we just waiting for continue that. And after all these days, we just found this place and asked, is it from the booking? Are we here or what? They said, yeah, come in. Let's... And when we opened the window and door, just beautiful.
Yeah?
Beautiful view.
Well, I was scared the whole time. There was nothing like the pictures. You record any of it? You have a lot of footage from the trip?
I have, but you think we need to put it on Instagram? Or we need another page just for traveling and our lifestyle?
Is there anyone you want to give a shout out into YouTube?
We would like to ask you a couple of questions, so you need to be...
Yes, please. Let's change.
That's good.
We are here now.
You can be more there.
Okay.
Thank you that you joined us. And so tell us, please, about your first date with motion design.
My first date with motion. So motion design was actually, I was doing the videos on my phone, like funny reels and stuff. And I always wanted to become a YouTuber that makes videos. I always like cameras, taking a photography. But I didn't do any motion design. I was just taking videos. And I started thinking like how to make cool titles and how to clone myself in a video. And then I discovered After Effects. And I'm like, oh, you can like rotoscope yourself and do like you flying away. And that was like super cool to me, but I was like, oh my God, this is so difficult. And before it was rotoscoping like frame by frame, like really hard and the hair impossible. But I kind of start doing this and then I get my first job in a company where I was doing tutorials. Hey, click the button here. I was like my first motion job. I was making sandwiches and then I was finally find that job in motion. But I left because it was toxic. And after 11 years, I was first time without a job. And I'm like, what am I doing? And I started learning 3D because I saw on Behance, everyone like, Cinema 4D and Redshift. I'm like, Redshift? What is Redshift? I don't even understand the concept. Redshift. And I spent every day 10 hours just learning. I bought like a lot of courses. I bought new computer. I took a loan, bought a computer, bought the courses. And every day, 10 hours, I would be learning Cinema 4D and Redshift. And then I was going to therapy and my therapist was like, hey, how it's going? And I'm like, yeah, I would love to be a YouTuber because I had still the same old dream where I was making videos, rotoscope myself and fly away and doing this video effects. So I was like, I want to be a YouTuber. And she actually helped me through that. So I was always like self-aware, I'm not good. And she actually told me like to do it. I never knew I'm going to end up in 3D, but I was trying to be like a YouTuber. Like I love Peter McKinnon and back in the days, like a lot of these Canadian YouTubers that would just do camera stuff. So I actually enjoy photo. Thank you. It's a very good question.
Thank you, because this story was wonderful. It's very interesting to know from you where to find inspiration for you. Where is the perfect place, perfect activity? How?
Yeah, I get inspired by like different sensory experiences. Like I said, like nostalgia is very big for me. Sometimes you go outside and you smell the air and it feels like a day in the past, this is 9 years back when I first time like saw, let's say, my grandmother. Like I remember I was here, it's the same rain smell and it's kind of takes you back, and I have all these different memories and I don't even know if they're mine or so. I always take nostalgia and a lot of things that I see in nature. A lot of themes is coming from the nature where I see something like a tree or like a stone And I'm like, oh, this is a really cool texture. I'm just gonna recreate it. But then a lot of things are like playing with colors. Like I use a lot of purple, like I'm just too crazy about it. And I'm trying to change that, but it's a long process. We're staying with purple. Maybe colors are a big thing. And when I watch anime and movies like where they use heavily like cool colors, I like movies or anime movies where they play with color a lot. This always inspires me to do something. Or when I see cool photos of great contrasting images, like when someone uses just like black and white or like two colors, I'm like, wow, this is cool. So you have to play with different tools like composition because you don't have that much. So I always find inspiration in everything, everywhere. For example, when you have day and 3 things happen at the same time, and they are about the same topic, you like talk about the person, and then after 5 minutes you meet the person, and you're like, So this is the same for me. Sometimes I'm thinking about something and it's just appearing everywhere for me, and then I'm like, oh, I should do this. It's like someone like telling me all the time, Stefan, do this.
That's great for me.
Yeah. It's like, we should do this. I love it. I love it. So this is exactly how I do it. I just kind of listen to what I think it needs to be done. And yeah.
That's mesmerizing, actually. Thank you so
Thank
much for that answer.
you.
What is your hobby?
It's a really good question. Besides motion design and videos, it's really tough for me because I am like a 90s computer kid. I always did like Photoshop and building websites. And since I discovered computers, I was always very heavy into computers. So everything, like my hobbies are centered around computer. And I realized, like, because listening to all the people today, they always love to go out in nature and do different things. And I said, I should definitely find like a hobby that is not computer based, because everything I like is making videos and taking photos. Taking photos is kind of one of my hobbies that would be not a computer and not a motion design. Just go and take a pictures. I used to go on, like in Scotland, when I was living in Scotland, I used to go on long day, just taking like pictures all day. Sometimes I would just go and just take a pictures for no reason. And I think that's counts as a hobby. It's finding compositions and light. I find it super valuable even now with when I'm lighting scenes. People are like, how quickly you light your stuff, like with just 2 lights? And I'll be like, I just think of it in camera way.
Yeah, it probably really helps.
Yeah, I use very like little lighting. I just like 1 area light and dome light. I don't use any more lights in my scenes. I've seen a lot of people use like 16 lights, and I'm like, wow. I use good HDRI and 1 area light, and I think it's because of the photography. I always think of it like, oh, I have this 1 light, I'll just walk here. So I just think of it as in a physical way. No, you're too kind.
Oh.
Too kind.
What is?
How long do you do for 3D?
About 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, you guys are very good. You have a lot of knowledge. Yeah, I've seen those stuff, like it's a complicated stuff. If I would like to do like some of your stuff, I wouldn't know how to do it. It's true.
But I mean,
you can watch our tutorials.
Yeah, what is coming? I'm gonna take over now. And what is coming in the future? You're gonna do new tutorials.
I'm not sure that we'll do tutorials. It's more about how we work, how we live, how we think, and how to be creative person, maybe.
Less of software and more of thinking.
I love it. That's what people need. Design thinking, even the thought process of creation.
It can be not tutorial, but some ideas. It cannot be not even finished project. Just detail.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I want to do the same.
Yeah, because you just think about something new, what you never did before. Like, I need to share it because this can be useful. Not whole project, not beautiful, maybe short, which will be like eye-catching.
Yeah.
But detail, just not tutorial, in process, how you came up with that idea.
Yeah.
Whole process of how to get an idea or how they come to us.
A lot of people want to know like how you come up with these things, and I think a lot of people would want to watch that rather than tutorial just show you one thing. But if you show them how to get the ideas, then you can do a million things. Yeah. I really like it, and thank you so much for taking time with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm not sure how I think we've been.
Just come and go. And
Yeah, we just come and I'll be like, hey guys. And then it was just like, woo. It was Skchee, which they're amazing. Thank you so much.